I am Carissa Hicks, and I was at Ruth Harbor, the first resident, in 2000. Even though I lived in Ruth Harbor for what seemed like a very short time or a fraction of my life, it was at the most important time of my life, and I'm so thankful to this day that for the house parents, these friendships with these girls that have lasted forever. I've been married for 3 years. The house parents were at my wedding, so it was just an experience that will be with me forever. And I'm so thankful that I had the support of them during my decision to place my child for adoption, and that's been its own wonderful experience and memory that has always been with me.
My name is Russ Cross, and my wife Jody and I, we were house parents at Ruth Harbor from 2007 to 2010. During that time, some of the things that really stood out to me was the kind of environments that the girls come from, different backgrounds. Most of them had little family stability. Very few of them had dads that were involved in their lives. One of my favorite stories from being at Ruth Harbor was basically kind of the van time that we had with the girls, because I was able to, it was kind of like a captive audience. The girls would share things that they really wouldn't maybe at the house. And so one of the girls, we still joke about that today, is the van time, and how they kind of get my dad talk during that time.
Hi, I'm Doug Smalley, and I'm a recently retired Ruth Harbor board member after serving many, many years in that capacity. This has always been a special kind of area in my thinking, because during the time that I was in law practice, I handled many adoptions and saw the fruits of the labor of those people that chose life. Ruth Harbor is unique, however, because not only do they provide for the physical needs of the girls, but they provide for the spiritual and also the social needs of the girls.
My name's Tiffany, and I got introduced to Ruth Harbor through my daughter, Shaylee, who was here last year.
I'm Shaylee, and this is Gavin. And I lived here at Ruth while I was pregnant.
The relationship with Ruth has evolved into now I am a backup house parent here. Ruth Harbor is a necessity in this community. I feel like we step in, and this is how I felt as a mother for my daughter, is Ruth Harbor stepped in when we were in a difficult situation. I'm gonna try not to cry. And they just loved on her when it was hard for me to do that myself. So, and they are just here, and they really show Christ's love to these girls while they're here and after they've left.
It's easy to say no. It's easy to say, don't have an abortion, don't do this, don't do that. But it's much more difficult to say yes to life. Yes, we will help you. Yes, we want to stand beside you.
Where Ruth Harbor really come into play was we were able to kind of give them an example of really what a nuclear family was all about and what it could be about.
I just really think that there's a lot of people out there that still need to hear about who and what Ruth Harbor is about. And there are people out there who are really struggling to do things on their own when there's this amazing place.
They're always there, and if you ever need to come back or you get in a situation where you need some help, you always have somebody to come and talk to.
It feels like home here.
The Christian community of how they came around Ruth Harbor. We had volunteers in here constantly, and the girls just noticed that all the time was, why would people give up their time and their money for me? And it was a very humbling experience for them, and they questioned that quite a bit. That kind of gave us an intro or a segue into, as Christians, why we do this is because of what Christ did for us.